Hello? Oh no, my mic hasn't been on. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Hello, hi, welcome. That's a shame. I don't know why it reset like that. Now I'm sussy if everything else is sounding okay. Hopefully it is. I take it you've come to a decision, am I right? There'll be no turning away once you've chosen, mind you. You'll dance with death and return as its envoy, and if you don't, or you won't return at all. So what'll it be? I will not suffer this void scent to threaten the innocent. I will dance. Very good, then let's not waste time. Take up this crystal and attest to both worlds that you walk as a reaper. Bind yourself to the void and claim the strength that the weak of heart shun. Through the avatar at your side does the void scent bring its power to bear, feeding upon the souls of the fiends you cut down in return. Not a bad arrangement, huh? But I'm sure you'd tire of words. Here, the traditional weapon of our order. Let's see how it looks strapped to your back. Okay. Inventory. Oh, let's see. Kinda wish that they would expand this. So you could have a couple more, you know? Two, 4, 5. What do you mean? I think I just got a little ahead of myself with getting equipment and stuff for the other classes. Oh, nope. Okay. Hey. How do you find the weight of the scythe in your hands? Pleasant, I hope. Now that we have a bit more in common, it's time we became better acquainted. What's the name of your newest Reaper? I'm Tsumiko. Doesn't quite roll off the tongue, but so it is with Eorzean names. Every new one I learn, one more is forgotten. Yours can replace Gigilo's. Yours can replace Gigilo. I hate that name. After our little conversation, I think he'll give us a wide berth. Any road, we've more worthwhile concerns than shifty merchants. Namely, getting you conversed well and proper in the tricks of our trade, and the best way to do that is through battle. One of the family is having trouble with a particularly vexing fiend and has sent word asking for assistance. He goes by the name of... I want to say it's like Arngus? And he's stationed out near Cutter's Cry. Not much of a fighter, but he's got a keen mind for trade and can find a needle in a stack of needles if need be. That wouldn't be very hard, unless you're looking for a very particular needle? If you're looking for a needle in a stack of needles, you just take a needle out of the stack. We best hurry before he ends up in the bottom of some monster's gullet. I worry for that man. Anyway. Reaper unlocked. We'll worry more about the rest of this class in a bit. Instead, we're gonna go to Limsa. And we're gonna unlock Sage. I like the smell of sage. It's a good smell. Hello. Oh my Dante. He's the goodest boy. Forgive me if I seem overly cautious, but this mission is highly confidential. Were the wrong people to learn of it, my superiors would give me an earful. But I believe we may speak freely here, so permit me to brief you on the details. As I mentioned, I am on the trail of fugitives, criminals who fled Charlayan and came to these shores. Extremely dangerous individuals who have enhanced themselves via forbidden means which have rendered them unsound of mind. While in a state of delirium, one of their compatriots even committed murder. He died thereafter due to the side effects of his enhancements, but 3 others remain at large and pose a threat to innocence. Their leader, Javier Amel, is also alleged to have stolen valuable technological secrets. By way of reference material, I've brought this soul crystal. It's hot. What in the world? I have never known soul crystals to give off such heat before. That's because it's meant for me. It is mine. Phew, it's finally cooled down. But what could have triggered that intense reaction? Oops. Not even at the studium did I ever witness such a thing. But maybe it was you? Won't be the first time. The technological secrets which were stolen were contained in a similar crystal. This particular sample has been loaned to me by a healing institute in Charlayan. Tell me, Tsimka, in the course of your adventures, have you ever fervently wished to save someone? Yeah. More times than I care to count. But failed to do so despite your best efforts, and afterwards cursed your own powerlessness? Had to watch some of my dearest friends slip away. Never forget the OG boy, the goodest boy of all boys. Forgive me if my question was indelicate, but there can be no doubt. The soul crystal resonated with that desire within you. When I received the crystal, I was told that, should it respond in this manner to my Eorzean collaborator, I should entrust it to them, for the knowledge it imparts, the knowledge of the Somnotics, would surely avail me in my mission. Developed at the studium, Somnotics is a discipline which combines the wisdom of medicine, aetherology, and sorcery, and those who have mastered it are called sages. Through medicine, a sage grasps the workings of the flesh. Through atheology, she unlocks the secrets of the soul, and through sorcery, she learns to manipulate the two. Thus trained, a sage has the ability to both strengthen and heal. Yet, by the same token, she is also capable of opposite, of causing harm. Not just anyone can take up the sage's art. No, one must be prepared to hold the lives of others in one's hand. I am already well equipped to do that. Are you willing to bear such a burden, Simcoe? If you are, and would swear to use the art for good, then I shall entrust this soul crystal to you. Gib. So, have you come to a decision? Then I will bear witness to your pledge. Do you swear to use the sage's art for good, and to wield its power to the best of your judgment and ability? I become sage. Excellent. Chosen as you are by the crystal, I had faith that you would rise to the occasion. When those around you cry for succor, the crystal shall be your ally, for it bears the wisdom of sages past and their hopes for the future. By hearkening to their whispers and following in their footsteps, you will come to embody those hopes, to save and change countless lives. Lest you worry how you will learn the art, I can provide guidance, to an extent in any case. During my time at the studium, I had occasion to study somnotics, you see. While I wasn't gifted in spellcrafting and came to favor steel, I remember the lessons and will share what I know. Together with the soul crystal, I shall provide you with a set of sage's garments. Tinks. So go on, take up your crystal and don your attire. We shall begin your training. I don't have enough inventory space. I suddenly have a very wicked headache, so I'm gonna go grab some medicine. I'm taking medicine. I got me some chocolates. These chocolates are nice. What do I take out now? I guess this one for now. Was I... Nah. The synth. Oh. Turn to inventory. Not using that right now. Here we go. Adder skull. Makes me think of like a snake. Automatically over time, Adder skull can be consumed to execute actions such as Drochol and Carachol. Adder string. Huh. Okay. I'll figure all this out in a bit. Rearrange all these skills to make more sense. But we'll come back to this. All I wanted was to get it unlocked. And now... we're gonna go... back to Ralga's Reach. So we've got some people to talk to. Ananta Battle Maid. Oh yeah. We were leveling up lesser classes. You look like a strider in search of comrades in need. If so, I have a task for you. I am a trainer, and I was told to expect new recruits this day. Yet nary one has come. Perhaps they were given the wrong time or location. I do not know. They number 5 in all, these would-be warriors. Send them unto me, and should you have a chance to find them... Purple chocobo. Maybe I'll get Dante some colors once I figure out how to do that. I know it has to do with feeding them things, but I don't remember what kind of things. Devout recruit. Hey sir, are you skipping your lessons? I know, I'm late, but I had to say a prayer for my sister first. After what the Imperials did to her, death was a mercy. Oh. Okay. I forgive you. Kitty! Only because I'm curious how badly they're gonna trounce me. I don't have really good cards right now. +1, so it needs to be 6 or better. No. Okay. Okay. Yep. Not too shabby. Didn't get a card though. That's okay. I know I can beat him at the very least. Do we have any skippers over here? Over here. Irie recruit. He is ready to go. Huh? Training? Ah! I was so busy practicing to impress the others that I completely forgot. Thank you. Oh, sweet child. Recruiting recruit. Ah, 1,000 pardons. So preoccupied was I by the question of whether Alamigo should be a monarchy or a republic that I neglected to attend to my training. How silly, I know. Until we drive the Imperials from our lands, the question is moot. No, someone's got to ask the hard questions. Ernst recruit. The teacher calls for me? I see. We were discussing strategies for disabling Magitech armor, you see, and... Ah, yes, of course, there is no time. If you would excuse me... Considers the cookpot with a frown. Not a frowning cook. You want to help me, do you? Seeing as how I am in no position to leave the stew pot unattended, would you go and ask Tebe for a variety of herbs? 6 sprigs or so of whatever he's got on hand would suffice. It's not as haphazard as it may seem. Depending on the recipe, it doesn't really matter what sort you add as long as you add something. I'll be here when you get back. Pony. I beg your pardon? The woman who bested Gaius Van Balsar wishes to offer me her assistance? I say, this is highly irregular, though. I have heard it said that you had a penchant for aiding the common man. In which case, before the occupation I was a humble historian. While my duties leave me scarce time for aught else, I think it important that these momentous events be recorded for the benefit of future generations. Primary sources are indispensable, and I had a mind to question a number of my fellow freedom fighters, ask them for their motivations for taking up this cause and so forth. You may have to take you may take down their statements in this log, and Sumiko, thank you for your service. now and ever after. Tib. Herbs, is it? 6 sprigs of whatever's on hand? Afraid I can't spare that much. You'll take 2 and be glad for it. The remainder you'll have to gather yourself. Shouldn't be too much of a bother, though. You'd be surprised what you can find growing underfoot, even in the Reach. If it can be found just growing about, why do you not have it? Are you cowering? Oh, booger. You were sent by the snake, weren't you? I heard 1 in 4 recruits don't live through their training. That can't be true, right? Bugger, oh bugger. He is a coward. Look at him go. Look at them little legs. Going to work. What's more? Would I join the resistance? Well, if you must know, it was to avenge a friend the Imperials butchered before my very eyes back in El Amigo. We owned a stall in the markets, and a passing soldier snatched up a piece of fruit. He spoke out before I could stop him, only to get a foam of steel in the gut for his troubles. I found my way here, and that was that. It's peaceful in here. I like it. Herb. I don't have your herbs yet, but I was just a cook before all this. Simple fare, really. Had a chance to lend a hand and help feed some refugees one day. I took a liking to the fighters, they believed, you know? And there's always a need for cooks, or at least people who can work with whatever the fortune parties turned up. Chuck bows! Need some herbs. Oh, pup. Little Fenrir pup. See if we can't get one eventually. All recruits are present and accounted for. My thanks to you, Strider. Not all appreciate the vigor with which I train my recruits. Some favor a gentler approach, as if the Imperials will be so kind. 'Tis a thankless job to teach, some say, but I say their survival is thanks enough. Fare you well. when your recruits are so afraid to train. It's like, what? What do they think's gonna happen out on the field? Why? Why indeed? To save lives, perhaps? Or to make amends for the ones I couldn't? My father and my brothers were worked to death while building a castrum. What did it matter to the Garleans, eh? More where that lot came from. After that, I couldn't keep on doing nothing. Oh. They were trying to pat my cat. Now I feel bad. I stripped away the cat before they could pet. I thought you were one of those little owl things for a moment. Huh? Aren't you the Icon Slayer? Damned if I know why you'd be asking someone like me why I joined the Resistance, but it's simple. If I wasn't fighting for Alamiga, I'd be fighting for the Empire. You're either with them or not, and if you're with them, you may as well make the most of it. Food, training, citizenship. If you live long enough, you'll die stealing someone else's land like it's not, but that's the choice. But me? I'd rather die here. Oh. He fell in the water. Does that mean? Probably. Ah, there you are. Got those herbs I asked for? Thanks, that'll do nicely. And, sorry to impose upon you, miss. Thought you were another new recruit. Didn't realize until after you were, But to answer the question that's probably on your mind, yes. It's always like this. Never enough food or supplies to go around. All the more reason to be grateful when our countrymen can spare some for the cause. Though that comes at a cost, too. Too many villages, too many children more deserving than us. But a man can't fight on an empty stomach, can he? So we partake as we must. And we never lose sight of the dream. Never surrender. No surrender. Well met, Simcoe. Have you spoken to the freedom fighters as I asked? Yes. Oops. As fascinating as they are varied, you have a knack for convincing others to bare their hearts to you. I could not have done better myself. Many years from now, when these tempestuous times have passed to memory, their accounts will serve as a window into the struggle. We must never forget, my friend. Never. You got it, Bevs. Swarthy. What does swarthy even mean? Damn it all! Where could it have got to? Oh, pardon me, fellow Hello, lover of freedom and justice. You haven't seen a ward of the Destroyer anywhere, have you? Maybe on the ground, as if it were a certain bloody fool had dropped it. I'd seen him. I had it this morning. That much I know for certain, and I've not left the Reach since, so it's got to be on the ground. It's got to be around here somewhere. If you've got a moment to spare, would you be willing to help me search? I've spent some time near the Temple of the Fist earlier, so it might be there. As for me, I'll look around near the Officer's Pavilion. They're hardly rare, I know, and I could just as easily buy another, but even so, please help me find it. I suppose, since you said please. Is it a rock? Oh. I am speed. Hey dude, I swear I've searched high and low, but it just won't turn on. 7 Hills, that's the one! That's my lucky ward. You're a godsend, sister. Before I was born, my mother made a pilgrimage to the Temple of the Fist, where she, like many others, received the blessing of the monks. And then Theodoric came and burned it all to the ground, the mad bastard. And after him came the Garleans, who cared even less for our beliefs. But I still keep to the old ways, as many others do. Same words, different structure. And when my son is born, I'll teach him the stories in the scripture as my mother taught me. I think that's enough assisting for now, guys. And with that, another task is complete. Ah, there we go, I hear you've been keeping busy. I bet she has, and we thank her for it. It pleases me to inform you that our new recruits have completed their initial training and stand ready to contribute. As discussed, Minago, I would have you present my proposal for an assault on Castellum Villadina to General Aldine personally. Of course, sir. Are you and yours planning to return to Castromorians before the operation? If so, why don't we travel together? Seems a fine suggestion, but I must consult my comrades ere we depart. Very well, I will wait for you at the pass, but not too long. I expect Krau and Ishtola will wish to remain here to support the Chirurgeons. But nevertheless, we should go and ask them. May as well make use of them, you know? Don't shoot me, guys. Isottimus. I see. That would explain the sudden flurry of activity outside. This joint operation marks a turning point in our conflict with the Garleans. For the first time, the Resistance and the Alliance shall go on the offensive in an attempt to capture an Imperial outpost in occupied territory. Personally, I believe it is imperative that we offer them our full support. As with the case with Ishgard, however, This is not a choice to be made lightly, nor less on others' behalves. This is war, and every scion must decide what he or she would play. I'll fight. For Alamigo, for my father, for Ida. I'm in it to the end. The choice was made for us ere we were born, brother, when the Empire marched on Eorzea. They will stop at nothing to subjugate and slaughter us all. Van Belsar and Van Darnus were but the first to try. Though your fervor is surprising, I cannot dispute your logic. At the risk of repeating myself, I am, of course, of the same mind. The present situation is untenable, and further complicated by the existence of Ilberd's Primal. I believe we have no recourse but to directly and openly intervene. I thought this a foregone conclusion, given our actions thus far, but if you require renewed affirmation, then yes, I am still wholly committed to this cause, for it is ultimately the selfsame cause I have served since I was pledged to serve as Master Louisoix in the Circle of Knowing, the salvation of Eorzea, by any means necessary. That said, I shall refrain from taking the field on this occasion. There are many here who require further treatment, and doubtless more to come after. I came here from Envilia, and that hasn't changed. However, I'd like to stay with Y'shtola for now and tend to the wounded. As for you, Tsumiko, you are, to quote our dear friend, Lord Edmund, the woman who slew Gaius von Belsar and some half-dozen primals besides. Your presence may well prove the difference between victory and defeat. Many look to you as a hero and heap great expectations upon your shoulders, but you, like every scion, must decide for yourself. To be frank, Alfie, this isn't my fight, but I'll do what I must. He would hate that nickname. I feel like that's too... sentimental? No, that's not the word. Indeed, as you have doubtless seen, during your time in the outlying villages, their so-called meritocracy is but a pretext to torture and enslave their lesser subjects. Such is the fate that awaits us all should their expansion continue unchecked. Take care, Y'shtola, Kyle, and do not hesitate to contact us should you require assistance. Lise, I would ask that you remain here by Conrad's side. We should go, or Monago will leave without us. Might I persuade you to join us, Simiko? Should you wish to give your decision further consideration, Castrum Oriens would seem an apt place to do it. You need not answer right away. I am sure I can convince Monago to wait a little longer. There's a little door right there. Okay. Good to know. So you will be accompanying us? Well, glad am I to hear it. All set? Excellent, then let us be off. Let's go. Just because I don't want to deal with anything. Why not? Himiko Shikomi of the Twin Udders. Just the woman I wanted to see. We've misplaced a number of Garlean drones taken from Baelsar's wall, and by misplaced, I mean the damn thing sprang to life and stormed out of the base. They need to be dealt with before any civilians come to harm. Being familiar with Magitech as you are, I can think of no one better to assist us. If you would be willing to help, go and speak with Lieutenant Gnibtha. She is overseeing the initiative to terminate the drones. Okay. I will be right back. Okay. Oh no, what did I do? I clicked something. Okay. Donk. Ouch. My knee. Gnibintha. Himiko Shikomi, your assistance is greatly appreciated. The drones were not in our possession for very long, but a cursory inspection showed that they are made with a heretofore and unknown metal alloy. They are all but impervious to traditional firearms, which is why we commissioned Garland Ironworks to fashion a weapon capable of penetrating their armor. It has since been fitted to a suit of Magitech armor, which I would ask you to pilot. If I am not mistaken, this would not be your first time you've piloted one of these suits. It should take you no time then to familiarize yourself with the controls. Now, the drones were last sighted due east of here and to the north along the Paladina River. I fear recapturing them is out of the question, so do whatever you deem necessary to stop them. Ah. Oop. Okay. Ooh, I get to go more up. I should work more on my gathering and crafting classes. I'll get there eventually. I'm getting there with my classes. I've got a couple up to level 50. Everything else is at least level 40. Little by little. All I saw were the arms of the Sapria right there, just wiggling around. I was like, what the hell is that? It's just a flower. It's just a flower. The deed is done. Welcome back. I take it the drones have been disposed of then. Excellent work. We were quite fortunate for your presence, save for Lieutenant Gnibfa. None of my men can even activate a suit of Magitech armor, let alone pilot one in combat. I only pray that it isn't to our detriment in the future. There's still plenty more of those drones out there along Belsard's wall, if any more of them should suddenly stir. At any rate, we will continue working with Garland Ironworks so that should such a day come, we will be ready. It's probably for the better. Let me get the correct... Yay. So many quests. Raban! Welcome back, comrades. What news? Greetings, General. I am come at Commander Kemp's behest to brief you on the latest developments at the Reach. Our recruitment efforts have exceeded expectations. In addition to welcoming many motivated young Alamegans, our ranks have also bolstered by the arrival of a number of experienced veterans, thanks in large part to the efforts of the Scions. As a consequence, we are now able to field half a dozen new recruits, with more being trained as we speak. Good. I gather Conrad is eager to strike while the iron's hot. Just so, General. He proposes that we begin preparations for a joint operation to capture Castellum Velladina. Capture Velladina? That will not be easy. It will, however, be necessary if we are ever to push east towards the capital. There is no profit in delay. It is only a matter of time before the Garleans learn of our plans and summon reinforcements. The Alliance hereby accepts Commander Kemp's proposal. Tell him to take no chances. Bring every able-bodied Alamegan who can wield a weapon. Pippin, I want Velladina watched. Assess its defenses. Every fortress has a weakness, and I would know this one's. If there's no objections, General, might the Scions join Marshal Towerpin? By all means. If that is all, let us be about it. Why can I not set 61? Conrad and the General have one mind, it seems. I only wish I could say the same. While this aggressive strategy may well profit us in the end, what losses will we suffer in the meantime? Anyway, we should speak with the Vice Marshal about this reconnaissance mission and see how he would like us to proceed. I love his cute little bull helmet. That's so fitting. Thank you for volunteering to join me. This should be a fairly straightforward reconnaissance mission, so long as we do not have the ill fortune to run afoul of an Imperial patrol. Come, our destination is beyond East End, just north of Velladina. In crimson it began. Liberty Gate. Huh. Where am I going? Hey there, Current. Oh, that's a big bear. to Daika. Huh. We're focusing. Past all the ants and broken machinery. Hiya. This ought to be close enough. Now we settle in for a long watch. See a crystal in the horizon there. I wish for it. I yearn for it. That said, it would be prudent to keep your weapons at the ready, in the event a passing patrol stumbles by us, or worse. Yes, we have ample time.
Excellent. The disposition of the Imperial forces is exactly as expected. I will notify Father. Cannon fire! Where did it come from?
Smoke! There! Is that... Oh gods, it's Ralga's Reach.
It's no use. I think someone's jamming our communications.
You don't think... Could this be part of a coordinated attack?
Too early to draw conclusions. We must abort the assault and return to the Reach at once.
Someone's up to no good. Lots of skulls.
Forward! Forward! Give them no quarter!
Oh, it's storming out there?
You! Traitor! Kinslayer!
You're no kin of mine!
Ouch. Not the boy.
Mefred! He'll take you!
He survived so much to get where he was.
Well, well. Stand aside, Pilus. This one has promise.
Have a care, my lord. She's not like the others.
Do not disappoint me, girl, or I will kill you.
I think it's like each of the swords does a different thing.
7 hells! It's him! It's Xenos!
The Viceroy! Oh, you are a dead man!
So spirited, and yet so empty. Magical barrier. Alas, it will not save you.
How? Your shoulder!
Hold the line, Byrolga! Hold the line!
Everyone just dropping? And just so unceremoniously, too.
Kryl!
Alphino!
We saw the smoke and thought we heard explosions. Are we under attack?
The Imperials were all over us before we realized what was happening. No one knew where to run or what to do. It was chaos. Lise and Master Kemp rallied the guards and bought us enough time to get some of the wounded to safety, but I haven't seen either of them since.
Confound it! If we lose the Reach, this will all have been for naught.
Arenvold, can you escort these people to the wall?
Aye, sir.
Our place is at the Reach. We must offer such aid and succor as we are able. Saving lives is now our paramount concern.
If we can hold back the Imperials until Father sends reinforcements, we may yet turn the tide.
I'll join you. I've done all I can for these people, and you'll be crying out for a healer in there.
I fear you're right. Come, there is no time to lose.
I don't think right now she's like any official class. It's just healer. Let's go.
It's all over now!
I'm like, house. They're helping each other. Not the chocobos. They ain't do nothing wrong. To read. Donate. Easy mode. I'm the warrior of light. You can't beat me. I'm destined to win.
What took you so long?
Short legs. That's what.
Alpha, no, I need your help.
Hello. Welcome.
My lord, the prisoners.
See to your men, Pylus.
Are we gonna have fun with Venos?
As you command, my lord.
Your friends were a disappointment. But you will entertain me, will you not?
So entertained you'll forget you were ever bored. What is that health bar?
Be gone! Give me something to remember.
Anything got him all? Oh. Lacking? I'm not lacking. Oh shit. The way he just slowly approaches me.
Don't stop now.
Misjudged me. Your health bar is just too thick, my guy. I did it. I'm really sorry.
Pathetic.
Me or the sword? I think you're talking about the sword.
Seven hells.
Shall we give chase, General?
Nay. There has been enough death this day. See to the wounded.
Aye, sir.
You all right, lass?
I think my pride might have taken a knot.
Tis no ordinary foe could best the likes of you.
Why are the embers going up?
Don't you die on me, Ashola! Hold on! Don't worry, it's going to be all right. Alphino, Master Kemp is all yours.
Understood.
Don't just stand there gawping. You're a healer, aren't you?
It was acknowledged! I am, in fact, a healer.
The worst is past, but without the proper facilities, I can do no more.
Master Kemp too would be better served in the infirmary. Let us take them there without delay.
Give us a hand, would you, Lise?
Of course.
I don't know what
I
she
know you
would
must be
do.
exhausted, but there will be others who need our help. Leave these two to us and look to the other wounded.
I don't know what Lise would do if she lost another friend. She only just barely managed to get over the other guy. I can't even remember his name. That is so bad. You did well, Dimiko. You saved lives, no matter what happens. Remember that. Now then, let's do what we can for the wounded. Every minute counts. See to the wounded. If they live, help them. If not, move on. Ouch. I mean, I get it. In a situation like this where time is of the essence, you can't really afford to dawdle on those that can't be helped. However, it still feels kind of... Mefreed lies motionless, having breathed his last. Clenched in his fist is a small charm, which you take for safekeeping. He was already cold when I got to him. There was naught I could do. That charm must have been important. You best take it to Conrad. Is that it? Nago, I'm afraid. Where are you? This is... He's dead, isn't he? Mefreed was a warrior, always thinking about others before himself. He once had an Imperial patrol chase him nigh on 20 miles so that his wounded would have the time to escape. His comrades loved him for it, of course, though that only made him worry more. Did you know that he sent his men in Quarry Mill away because he thought they were fighting for him and not the cause? Aye, well, he did. The only life he was willing to risk was his own, you see. That's exactly the kind of man who should have been leader. The kind of man who deserved to survive, not an old fool who's all used up. There's no logic to it, Master Kemp. There never is. Who stands, who falls? In the heat of battle we can but do our best, and he did. Mefreed will be sorely missed, aye, but because of his sacrifice, many now live who otherwise would not, and they need us, now more than ever. Aye, that they do. Forgive me. I had high hopes for him is all. Our defeat was no near thing. It was a humiliation. We were powerless to withstand our enemy's assault. But we cannot afford to dwell on our failure. As Alphino said, it is those who survive whom we must think of now. Rauker's Reach is no longer safe. The Imperials may have withdrawn, but they could return at any time to finish what they began. We dare not remain here. Those who are not fit to make the journey to Castrum Oriens will need to be taken by chocobo carriage. Agreed? Good. I shall oversee the preparations for the carriage. In the meantime, I would have you scour the infirmary for any supplies that might prove useful during the journey. It's like all the medicines and... Forgive me, but it is imperative that I continue preparing medicines for the wounded. If you desire treatment, I must ask that you seek it elsewhere. Oh, I see. In that case, you are free to search the barber and take that which you require. I would not have our people dying en route. I would assist you, but this process demands my undivided attention. Are you still breathing? Yeah, you're breathing. Good. Miss, Marshal Tarpin said you might have something for me. 12 be praised. This should put the driver's heart at ease. Tell the Vice Marshal we await his orders. Isha and the others are safely strapped in. Don't worry, I'll be by her side the entire time. Thank you, Cryle. I'll walk alongside. They'll need protection in case the Garleans try anything. Hang on, you're injured too, aren't you? Shouldn't you be in one of the carriages? I'm not so frail as I can't make the trip on my own. Besides, there's still work to be done here. I'll see you at the wall when it's finished. As you wish. Then let us set forth at once. We shall move as quickly as our comrades' health allows. To Castromorians. My carefree kitty. Not a thought in that chunky head of its. You saved a good many of my men, and I cannot thank you enough for that. But the fact remains, our forces were decimated, and the state will not be mounting an assault on Castrum Velladina or anywhere else. We need to be honest with ourselves about our prospects, but first, we need to put our affairs here in order. Afterwards, I'll join you all at Castromorians. Understood. We will go and speak with General Aldine. Oh, is he... Oh, he's still... Oop. He's not there yet. Pippin has already departed with the wounded, has he? Good. We have completed our search of the Reach and the surrounding area. As far as I can tell, Xenos and his men returned straight away to Specula Imperatoris after quitting this place. It would seem he's lost interest in us. Which brings us to the most troubling question of all. Not how he found us, but why he chose to spare our lives in having done so. In war, you kill or capture your enemy. You don't leave him to fight another day. Only a fool would turn his back and walk away. But Xenos is no fool. Whatever his motive, this is neither the time nor the place to think on it. I'll leave a token force to watch over the Reach. The rest will fall back to Castromorians. We can discuss our path forward there. Now you can go. I'm so sad. Kryle's with Y'shtola. She still hasn't woken up, but Kryle says she's been through worse. She's through the worst. Given the severity of her wound, we could have hoped for no more. Let us pray she makes a full recovery. We lost a lot of good people, didn't we? I saw it happen. When that Skull's commander cut down Mifrid, a single blow and that was it. Everything he fought for, all his hopes and dreams for the future, gone in an instant. And do you want to know what the worst part? Do you want to know the worst part? It wasn't a Garlean who did it. It was an Alamegan. Gods help me if I ever... No, not now. Not while the General's waiting. Oh, Lise. It's just, in general, a sad situation. They were trying so hard, and just one
Were it not for the swift actions
bad
of the
event
Scions
and
and the
it's
Alliance,
just over.
many more would have died. You risked your lives to save ours, and for that we thank you.
There is no need for thanks. We are allies, are we not?
Aye, just so. Let us not dwell on this tragedy, but look to the future.
The future? I'm sorry, General, but there is no future for us. We've lost too many. Gods, I can still see Mefrid with that woman standing over him. They've ripped the heart out of his general. They've broken us. Our fight is over.
Master Kemp, please.
I'll always hate them with every fiber of my being. For what they took from us then and now. Our homeland, our freedom, our bloody children.
You mean the Skulls? The youths who fight for Xenos?
Grania Lupi, the Black Wolf's legacy and our shame. A unit made up of children born to Alamegan dignitaries who came of age during the occupation. Sons and daughters of Gir Abania, raised to be proud citizens of the Empire, with all the rights and responsibilities that entails. It'd be easy to curse them and call them traitors, but they're our children. Our flesh and blood. If the only way to forge the future we want is to cut down our own, then...
Then what was it all for?
Nargo?
What will you say to the families of the fallen? To the mothers, and the widows, and the orphans? Will you tell them it was all for nothing?
Listen to the girl. We dare not suffer our comrades' sacrifices to have been in vain. Now is the time to steel our resolve and press on, painful though it may be.
And when Xenos comes back with his army, what then? This isn't the first time, you know. You'll be hard-pressed to find men brave or stupid enough to face him again.
I still can't believe how strong he was. He humiliated us back there. The Warrior of Light included. Gods help us if he's next in line to the Garlean throne.
Loath though I am to say it, we should not be surprised. Before succeeding Van Baelsar in Alamigo, Xenos led the Imperial army to Doma, where he crushed the rebellion utterly. As a matter of fact, Doma remains in his charge to this day. Suffice it to say, Varus's heir is a peerless warrior and an accomplished general. The question is, how are we to contend with such a foe?
Take the fight to Doma?
Interesting. You are suggesting we kindle the flames of revolution in Doma once more and force Xenos to fight a war on two fronts?
For that, there would need to be someone left to fight on this front by the time you got back. Look, I'll not deny the plan as promised, and I feel for our brothers and sisters in Doma, truly I do. But I fear we lack the strength to see it through.
Have faith in your people, Master Kemp. Them and the Scions. Hold fast, rebuild, and when all is in place, we shall defeat Xenos together.
If you're going to Doma, I'm coming too. I want to help our friends there, and make sure nothing like this ever happens again.
Give us the time we need, and we will give you something far greater.
Very well. For all you have done for us, we will fight on. But be swift, comrades. Alamigo has suffered enough.
Oh, I know. Shadowbringers is a whole nother level of pain and suffering. I'm going to weep once I get to once I get to Shadowbringers. It goes without saying, but the Scions alone have not the strength to topple a provincial government, here or anywhere else. And I am quite certain the same can be said of the Doman Liberation Front. Nevertheless, we can but go and assess the situation for ourselves and see what can be done. Lest you doubt what good we few can accomplish, I would remind you that my grandfather and his 12 disciples once journeyed to these lands to save Eorzea and her people from certain doom. Brave souls with an impossible task, and Eorzea lives on. Our present mission may not be as monumental in scope, but it is no less important to the multitudes whom we would free from the Imperial oppression, whom we will free. Where men go as one, there is life, and where there's life, there is cause to hope. Our grandfather believed that, and so do I. But before we can forge ties with our friends in the Far East, we must first find a way to reach them. Alfred is not exactly over the river and through the woods. I am one step ahead of you, dear sister, or rather, Tadaru is. But before we discuss that, there's another issue I would address. Much as I would like it if we could all make this journey together, someone will need to remain to serve as liaison to the Alliance and the Resistance during this crucial period. Moreover, as Y'shtola cannot be left unattended, then I should obviously remain. Very well, issue addressed. You know, Althano, it would have been quicker just to ask, and markedly less patronizing. Yes, I suppose... Will you be willing to look after Y'shtola and provide support to Arnvald and the others? Yes, Alphino, I would. You see, that wasn't so hard, was it? Enjoy the trip, and don't you dare return with a gift. Oh, I would not dream of it. Right then, sister, Simika, please, gather your things. We are from Limsa. Is that another Aether crystal? yes. Sergeant Marshal Brookstone is in need of a soldier. A moment, if you would. The Alliance has seen fit to charge the Twin Adder with overseeing the occupation of Castrum Oriens for the interim. As an adventurer, I realized it is your wont to attend to matters both great and small in all corners of the realm, though it should go without saying that you must also uphold your obligations to the Twin Adder and the Eorzean Alliance. Thus, I would ask for your aid in a reconnaissance mission here in the fringes. Pray speak with Lieutenant Molko. Molko? Molko. When you are ready to receive a briefing, she will be overseeing the operation. Right on. Lieutenant, you'll have my full undivided attention once I return from duties abroad. Tataru should be here any moment with our ship's captain. So we're going by sea after all. Is Merwib lending us a pick of the Crimson Fleet? Not exactly. You are right, and as much as we will be traveling by sea, regrettably it is simply not feasible for an airship to travel such a distance without impossibly large fuel reserves, to say nothing of the inevitability of running afoul of the Empire's aerial defenses. But then it is equally infeasible to sail in an Eorzean Alliance vessel halfway around the world without the Empire taking notice. Which leaves us with only one other option. Speak of the devil. Sorry to keep you waiting. May I present to you Captain Carvalane of the Kraken's Arm. We go in by a pirate ship. The Kraken's Arm? Don't tell me you made a deal with pirates. Greetings and salutations, scions. I take it from your comrade's tone that you no longer wish to proceed with our proposed arrangement. Not at all, Captain. Pray forgive my sister her outburst. She has ever been one to speak her mind. I, on the other hand, am the very soul of discretion, as many well-respected personages would attest, from the offices of the Admiral to the high houses of Ishgard. But where was I? Oh yes, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn do indeed still wish to employ your services. However, it is important that you are aware of certain extenuating circumstances. And intent on securing passage to the Far East, you came to us, knowing us to be the proud purveyors of said region's fine spices, which you steal from gods-fearing merchants out on the high seas. Whatever privateering the Kraken's Arms may or may not engage in is strictly within the limits of the law, as set forth by our undefatigable Keeper of the Peace. Big words. My small brain can't do big words. More to the point, we are pragmatists. I see considerable risk in aiding your cause and negligible profit. That smile. Well, I for one think the captain has a point. The five seas can be extremely treacherous, and many a poor, unfortunate soul has come to grief out there on the waves. Why, when we were in Ishgard, I heard the tragic tale of how the heir to House Dorndare vanished at sea. Even now, nearly 20 years later, the poor count remains convinced that his son still lives and would pay a sultan's ransom for news of his whereabouts. Truly a tragedy for the ages, and a testament to the misfortunes that may befall us should we act without due consideration. But so long as you are prepared to abide the capricious whims of fate, I am willing to oblige you this once. Oh, so he's an Ishgardian noble who didn't feel like being a noble anymore. That said, in light of recent rebellion, I trust you understand that I cannot deliver you to Doma itself. I can take you only as far as Kugane and Hingashi. We will require time to procure sufficient provisions and make ready for departure. I humbly suggest you do the same. She is a sneaky one, that Tataru. Where would we be without her? Suddenly, all those hours Tataru passed cavorting and capering at the Forgotten Night seems to be better spent, do they not? That said, I had intended to press the point more obliquely, and there was something disconcerting about the pleasure Tataru took in making Captain Carvalane squirm. I say we should heed the captain's advice and attend to our own preparations while they ready the vessel for departure. Tataru and I will procure the necessary supplies. Alize, I should be grateful if you would use the time to brief Urianger on recent developments. You may also wish to review the relevant safety procedures in the event of an emergency at sea. How very prudent of you. Very well, I shall go and speak with him. What of Timiko and Lise? I would like the two of you to return to Revenant's Knoll and speak with our Doman allies. I fear we know too little of their homeland, and any information they can provide would be most welcome. When we have completed our respective tasks, we will reconvene here at the Prairie Docks. Agreed? Sounds like a plan. Let's go, Timiko. Let's go home. Well, here we are. We'll need to talk to lots of people, so I think we should split up. I'll ask around here at the House of Splendors. You take the Rising Stones. I'll meet you here after. Got it? Oh, May. Are you truly planning to travel to Doma? I do not know what to say. Forgive me, I shall aid you to the best of my ability. Ours is a beautiful land, nestled in the eastern coast of Authard. Along the banks of the One River, our nation thrived, proud and free, until the Garleans came, 25 years ago. The river was our lifeblood, free to travel and to fish, but travel was soon restricted. Now the river belongs to none. Greetings, Timiko. What brings you to the toll this day? What? You are for Doma? Heavens! You Scions have shown us naught but kindness, but never in my wildest dreams did I imagine you would fight for our homeland. For 25 years we have suffered under their tyranny, and then we spied an opportunity. The Emperor, dead. Garlemald in chaos. It seemed the time was ripe. Beneath our Lord's banners we gathered and fought to reclaim our nation. But when Xenos arrived with the 12th Legion, it was over in an instant. They all start with H's. Who's it? What is it, my friend? You look as though you have something to ask. Tell me about your home. That you go to join Yugiri and Gosette in the fight fills me with such joy. Forgive my exuberance. You require information, yes? We of the Nage clan have served Doma faithfully for generations. My ancestors held positions within Doma Castle even. Now it is home to the Imperial Viceroy's witch and her host of men in Magitek. To think that it was once a shining symbol of our heritage, and that the seat of our dear Lord Cayenne has become a den for Garlean dogs. So the river is blocked. And there's a witch on the seat of power. And just overall no good. Ah, there you are. Learn anything interesting? The older domans I spoke with tried to teach me all about Far Eastern customs and the importance of formality and politeness. I'd like to think Eorzeans can be just as stiff and stuffy as anyone, especially Ashgardians. But anyway, did you know that they eat with sticks? It wasn't all that hard, actually, or at least that's what I thought until they told me I was holding them wrong. And then when I spoke with the younger domans, they just rolled their eyes and told me it was all a load of stupid old... Huh? Wow, what you learned sounds a lot more useful. Unless someone invites us for dinner, of course. I hope they do. Pants. Scaly's pants. I like those. I can't really use them right now. Focusing. Right, no point waiting around here, is there? We should head back to Limsa Minsa. Althano said to meet at the ferry docks, I think. And back we go. You are returned, Zumiko. I trust you learned much from our Doman friends and Revenant Stoll. I'm eager to hear all, though that can wait until we have left port. We will have enough time to talk on our journey to Kugane. Our spice trading friends have completed their preparations. Assuming you have completed yours, you may inform the deckhand that we are ready to depart. I am ready to depart. Board the Misery. When your ship is called the Misery. Yeah, that looks a little ominous.
"12 be praised. Full sure was I that I had come too late."
Urianger! Tell me you haven't come all this way just to see us off.
Nay, my lady. Ere you quit these shores for eastern climes, I wished to share some words of seeming import. Look ye where the sun doth rise. See crimson embers, darkening skies. Look ye where the sun doth fall. See azure lost amidst the squall.
Well, that sounds suitably foreboding. Another one of your prophecies, I presume?
Of far eastern origin, aye. It is mine earnest hope that this ancient wisdom may serve to guide you on your journey. For what dangers lie in wait for you upon those distant shores are yet beyond my knowing.
What a little worrywart he is.
Ugh. A parting gift befitting your roundabout ways. Thank you.
I have have more than words for you, my lady.
It's beautiful. Is it for me?
Though undeniably powerful, your ethereal blade taxeth you greatly in the wielding. Not so this rapier, which shall serve you just as well against all but the most formidable foe.
Impressive. It feels as though it's attuned to my ether. I shall treasure it.
Honored guests, say your farewells, for the moment of our parting draws nigh. A fair wind blows, and I mean to follow it.
It would seem our ship is set to sail. Pray give my regards to Thancred and the others. And take care.
I know it's coming next. I know it's coming. I am prepared. Uh-oh. Who's watching us?
A fine day, is it not? Fair winds and following seas. The Misery is enjoying herself. Nevertheless, it would not do for you to spend the entirety of our voyage above deck. Let me show you to your quarters.
Is it supposed to do that?
Not under normal circumstances.
Captain! You need it on deck! Something queer's afoot. The winds died down, the waters went still, and all of a sudden, we were dragged off course.
Dragged? By what?
Can't rightly say, sir. But some of the lads are muttering about seeing things in the water. Things that shouldn't be there.
Oh, for the love of... If you will excuse me a moment. Actually, might I persuade you to join me? Loath though I am to admit it, I have a bad feeling about this.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Looks like there's some kind of wind going on. Odd. Most odd. Well, do you have any idea what's going on? No. As the man said, despite the absence of wind and current, the Misery is somehow being pulled off course. Well, why not fire up the cerulean engines if you have hidden below? An excellent suggestion based on knowledge you should not have Alas, our engines appear to be malfunctioning for reasons that escapes my engineers at present. I'm telling you, Captain, it's them. Things the lads saw. Things? I don't suppose I could convince you to attempt something more descriptive. An adjective, for example. Sea-wolf superstitions and fairy tales, not more. But if you must know, the things which he is so reticent to name are the souls of deceased women said to lure sailors to their deaths. Preposterous? Yes, indeed. If it is neither the sea nor the weather which is responsible, then it is probably a predatory entity of some sort, perhaps a siren or some such. For all we know, it could be a fellow spice trader employing magics to seize and plunder passing vessels. Regardless, we have but one recourse, to let the currents take us where it will and deal with whatever we find there. I forget he's afraid of ghosts. What a thoroughly pragmatic suggestion. How I am beginning to like you, girl. Once we arrive at our destination, my crew shall remain with the ship to defend it while we venture forth to deal with whatever the cause of our troubles. That I'm good at. That I can do. Then it is settled. I know not what awaits us, but it will rue the day it reeled us in. Let's see. I guess I'll go at it as a dancer. All well and good. Ew. They're like really not cute tentacles. Let's get it. Who I want to dance with? We're gonna dance with Beverly. Alright then. Why?
with you.
It's 19. Ancient Emir. Emir.
Away with you.
All the important stuff is on this tab. What is that? Why is it so ugly? Nougat. It's got a big hand.
Away with you.
Applause, applause. Let's see. I like its color scheme though. It's a really pretty color scheme.
Away with you.
Ooh. Oh. Almost did. Still like its color scheme. Maybe if I want to do like a darker color scheme for myself, that's something that I'll look into. Halloween recolor. The spoopy vibe. Ghost ship. Little cowboy dancers. I dig it. Can't move on until it's gone. I messed up. This again. This way. Yeah. The governor. Oops. Not what I meant to do, but that's okay. Sinking into the floor.
This one's for you, Ada. Feel the might of the grapple. Take this. Take this.
Almost. Was I supposed to move for that? How about no? Ooh, that was a good hit. And there really is no reason I shouldn't be using the dance step as often as possible.
Take this!
The Groveler. There we go. Isle of the Dead. Whee! Pride doesn't stop you from being afraid of ghosts.
Release!
Goodness. That's open now. Let's start opening. There's a loud bump. Oh, I hope none of I screamed on. I feel like this thing has as much health as a boss without being a boss. Why does it have no neck? Where is its neck? Vale. Oh, just barely. Okay.
This one's for you, Ada.
Away with you.
Is it talking? Oh shit, oh shit, oh no, oh no, I am bleeding. I missed.
This one's for you, Ada.
Ta-da! At least it wasn't sirens. Give us a bad rap. Clear and sun, as it should be.
That appears to be the last of them.
Word from the Misery. Repairs are complete. and we may resume our journey without further delay.
I swear, if I never hear another ghost story, it will be too soon.
I remember the sea, the smell of the salt, and the crash of the waves as we drew closer to Kugane. The only port open to outsiders in Hingashi, across the Ruby Sea from Othard, from Doma. All the colors of the rainbow, all the peoples of the world, all in one place. I wish you could have seen it.
I've always wondered who it was that she was addressing. Was it Ida? Or was it Papalimo? Let's see. Thank you, my man. You've done us a service. Congratulations! You now stand in Kugane, the western port of Hingashi. Regrettably, the only port in this nation open to foreign trade. Oh, and I do apologize for the unforeseen difficulties which befell us during our journey. Needless to say, your assistance in overcoming them was much appreciated. I like them pants. Incidentally speaking... Ooh! Wait, why no pants? Determination's gone down, but critical hit goes up. I'll take that. Look at me. What does it look like with... Yeah. That's an outfit. That's one I might keep. Glad though I am to have arrived, I would remind you all that we are far from home, with limited resources at our disposal. Duly noted, brother. I shall take care not to enjoy myself. In any event, Doma is our final destination, and our first order of business should be to secure passage there. Captain Carvalane, I realize you pledged only to take us as far as Kugane, and I have no desire to change the terms of our agreement. I should, however, be interested to know how you would go about reaching Othard were you in our position. At the risk of stating the obvious, you are in a port. Surely there is a kind and generous soul here who will aid you for the right price? You cannot be the first traveler seeking passage to Doma. The captain makes a good point. 'Tis like that Yugiri and Gasetsu were forced to come here for the self-same reasons we were. They must have found a way to author it, assuming they are not still in the city. Here we seek passage, mayhap we should first seek our friends. Leave it to me, Alphino. Making friendly inquiries is my specialty. Lest you forget, I got plenty of practice in Ishgard. Captain Carvalane, could you direct us to the nearest tavern? Desperate for a drink, are we? You may find one in the large building just beyond the pier. Whether your journeys have come to an end or are about to begin, the Shiokaze Hostelry is an ideal place to rest, relax, and reflect. Or so they say. And with that, my dear scions, I bid you farewell. As soon as we have replenished our supplies, we must away. Ours was ever a fast-moving business. The spice trade, you mean? But of course. Surely you did not think I traveled halfway around the world and delivered you to your destination solely out of the kindness of my heart. Perish the thought. Thank you, Captain, and may the Navigator watch over you and keep you. Right then, to the hostelry. Hostelry? Is that what it is? After you? We appear very foreign in this setting.
By the 12. I thought Ishgard remarkable, but this... We are certainly not in Eorzea anymore.
A tavern is a tavern, Alphino, here or anywhere else. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's time to do what I do best.
Oh, 1,000 pardons, my lady. The signs of the 7th dawn, I presume. I hope your voyage was not too trying.
And you are?
Ah, yes, of course. Forgive me. Hancock of the East Aldenard Trading Company, at your service. On behalf of Chairman Lolorito, I bid you welcome to Kugani and invite you to take refreshments at our local offices.
Lolorito? I was aware his interests extended beyond the borders of Eorzea, but not so far as Kugane. Regardless, I am disinclined to accept the hospitality of grinning merchants, especially those who serve a master with whom we have such a difficult relationship.
My, such naked suspicion. I do hope that business with the Crystal Braves did not rob you of all faith in your fellow man. Or do you really think the chairman is plotting to drag you into another one of his grand schemes?
He could be.
I beg your pardon? If you are trying to win my trust, you are failing quite spectacularly.
Oh dear, have I offended you? Once again, I must apologize. Too much time in the Far East, you see. One is compelled to talk in circles round everything here, and one finds oneself longing for the invigoratingly candid speech of the Uldan markets. Though I see now that this was neither the time nor the place to indulge said longing. Might I suggest that we continue this conversation at the company offices? Too many eyes and ears here, you understand. 'Twould be decidedly reckless to say any more.
If I may favor you with the invigorating candy you apparently crave, it would be decidedly reckless to follow a man I neither know nor trust. Give me one good reason why we should accept Lord Lolorito's invitation.
Now there's the young diplomat I was told to expect. Very well then, I shall explain. You understand that you are come to a most reclusive and secretive nation, yes? One whose borders are closed to foreign trade save at this single port. Then it should come as no surprise that a great many parties have vested interests here. Merchants like myself are a given, of course, but for every one of us, you may be certain there is also an agent of a foreign government.
This voice sounds
Many
familiar.
notable nations and empires have embassies here, you know, including, of course, the Garlean Empire, with whom you have such a difficult relationship.
To paraphrase, Kugani is teeming with Imperial spies, one or several of whom could now be listening to our every word.
Something to that effect, yes. Beneath this veneer of bustling trade, a war for supremacy is being waged between world powers. One might say we were standing on the front lines, just not in public.
I still have my doubts, but he may have a point. I say we accept his invitation for now.
Here I am in full cowboy getup. No. And you must be Tsumika Shigami, Slayer of Gods, Rider of Dragons, Savior of Ishgard, Stealer of Pants, if some of the more puzzling rumors are to be believed. When did I ever steal pants? I think I stole a disguise or two. Or wore a disguise or two. But I don't remember directly stealing someone's pants. Correct me if I'm wrong, someone please. Aye, Newt. May I say what an honor and a pleasure it is to make your acquaintance, my lady. I just know you and I are going to get along famously. Now then, without further ado, allow me to escort you to the company offices. This being your first visit to our fair city, I shall make an effort to point out various landmarks along the way, if you would be so good as to follow me. How does one get up there? I'll figure it out. Hey everyone, if I could have your attention, please. You are now standing in Tenkonto. Loosely translated, the name means Spire of Drifting Souls, which, as some of you may have deduced, makes reference to the Eighth Rite, which stands over yonder. The design is markedly different from those of Charlayan, yet I trust its function is identical. A diplomat and a scholar, will wonders never cease. Far Eastern Aetherite technologies have a long and storied tradition, I assure you. This particular example was constructed by the Onishishu, a collective of skilled craftsmen who guard their ancestral techniques with the utmost secrecy. In short, you will find it no less reliable than its Western counterparts. Attune, if you like. Touch the crystal. Very symmetrical. I can appreciate that. Beautiful though it may be, we cannot spend all day staring at the Aetherite. Come, let us move along. The markets are next. Give me a sec. Touch the crystal. We have arrived at the largest shopping district in Kugane Dori. Kugane, as you are doubtless aware, is an ancient Hingan word for gold. So in this prosperous port where golden features are made, lesser fortunes, or kogane, are earned by the local merchants. It's all quite logical once you learn the language. Now you're beginning to speak my language. Oh, a kindred spirit. What a pleasure it is to meet a young lady who appreciates the value of hard-won coin. Hancock of the East Aldenard Trading Company. You are with clients today? Why, it is Master Gaten. Pray allow me to introduce to you my esteemed guests, but recently come from distant Eorzea. This kind and generous soul supervises all transactions here in Kogane Dori. Your sincerity is ever appreciated. As he says, I am Gaten of the Hakuchi clan. It is my honor to serve as overseer of these markets. As we receive many foreign visitors in Kugane, we accept all manner of currencies. Rest assured your Eorzea guild are welcome here. I invite you to peruse our wares at your leisure. Arms, armor, foodstuffs, potables. Here you will find all of them and more. I'll come back. Very bizarre. If we may pause here for a moment. This road leads to the Ijingai, the district in which Ijin, or foreigners, are permitted to reside. This would also be where the foreign emissaries are found, including that of a certain empire. Precisely. So you see, it would not be at all unusual to cross paths with one of our Garlean cousins here. With this in mind, I would encourage you to choose your words carefully. We would not want any physical altercations, after all, such bats being strictly forbidden. The Sekisegumi punish breaches of the peace quite severely. I have seen foreigners permanently exiled for a single violation, though to be fair, this is not common. More often than not, they are executed on the spot. What? Cut down then and there! You're joking, right? Would that I were, but alas, these samurai are a humorous lot. Why, I recall one instance when a foreign merchant and his cups dared lay hands upon a Hingan aristocrat in front of the Sekisegumi. The samurai cut him in half with a single stroke. I don't even want to think about that. So, as you can see, it would behoove you to behave. Failing that, we may be forced to part ways with one another, or you with yourselves, in the manner of the late Tattaleji. How I amuse myself. But we must carry on. I have yet to show you the Garlean consulate. Alice is not amused by any of this. This, as you may have surmised, is the consulate of you-know-who. Mark the guards at the gate. Are their uniforms not different from those you have seen in the West? Were you to travel far and wide, you would find that many such variations exist, often inspired by local designs, all of which goes to show that even a massive empire seeking to rule all of creation is not without its artisans. Nice. Let me get a good look at you guys. Right on. There is oh so much more I could speak of. The soothing waters of the onsen, the ephemeral delights of the pleasure district, but you are doubtless still weary from your long sea voyage. Let us retire to the company offices. At long last we have arrived at our destination. May I present to you our humble offices. We have so much to discuss, so I will refrain from further prattle. Come right this way. Lolorito statue.
Our thaumaturges took great pains to ward these walls against all manner of surveillance. Where business dealings are concerned, we do not compromise on confidentiality. You may avail yourselves of these offices for the duration of your visit. Come and go as you like, and know that you may speak freely here.
Your offer is most generous, but I will not enter into any agreement which would leave us beholden to you or your master.
A legitimate concern. Allow me to clarify then. The chairman bids you consider this as an expression of his heartfelt contrition for the bloody banquet and the unpleasantness which followed. Never having been one to put stock in words alone, the chairman deems the provision of material aid to be a more appropriate demonstration of his sincerity. By sheer coincidence, your purpose here also happens to coincide with our own interests. That is, assuming you are come to aid the Doman Liberation Front.
How could... I will not bother to offer a denial. You have the right of it. To be specific, we are come in search of our Far Eastern allies, Yugiri and Gosetsu, whom we hope to assist in their fight.
The Aori Shinobi and the Rugadin Samurai? Then you will be pleased to know that they have both come to Kugani.
Are you sure?
Quite. They came here aboard a company vessel, you see. However, they encountered difficulties securing passage across the Ruby Sea.
The Ruby Sea? Sorry, I've never been any good at geography.
Forgive me. This calls for a map. We are here in Kugani, the sole open port of Hingashi, situated on her western coast. Doma, meanwhile, is here on the eastern coast of Othard in Yansha. Therefore, If your friends are to reach Doma, they must first cross the Ruby Sea. Alas, this is easier said than done, as the Ruby Sea does not fall within the dominion of either Hingashi or Doma, being controlled since antiquity by a third party, namely the Confederacy. Said maritime collective is known for the consummate skill of its sailors, and for demanding that any vessel entering its waters pay a toll referred to as the Ruby Tithe. In exchange, the Confederacy's vast fleet guarantees the safety of those who travel within its territory. Now, as I'm sure you are aware, Garlemald conquered Doma some 25 years past, at which time the Empire saw no value in controlling the Ruby Sea, and thus did they turn a blind eye to the activities of the Confederacy. The recently appointed acting Imperial Viceroy of Doma had other ideas, however. She has formally condemned the Confederacy and declared that any who recognize their authority shall be branded enemies of the Empire. Bowing to this pressure, Hingashi severed ties with these toll-takers and forbade the payment of the Ruby Tithe, prompting the Confederacy to make it known that any merchants choosing to sail the Ruby Sea would do so at their peril.
No wonder they struggled to secure passage to Doma. What captain would risk such a journey given the circumstances?
I am told your friends were not so easily deterred from their course, but I know not whether their persistence bore fruit.
I say we follow in Yugiri and Gosetsu's footsteps and attempt to secure passage to Doma for ourselves. We will need to cross the sea in any case, and we may learn something of their whereabouts in the process. And should we find that they are still in Kugane, we can make the journey together.
In that case, I have some information which may be of use to you. No quid pro quo, I assure you. The chairman was most insistent that I aid you to the best of my ability.
Good. Oh, that smile. No, thank you. Why am I suddenly so far back? Though I am reluctant to take any action whatsoever that could be construed as placing ourselves in Lord Lolorito's debt, we must avail ourselves of what means are available. Our Alamegan allies place their faith in us, and I do not intend to disappoint them. What is this? Oh, present? It would seem inefficient for all of us to venture out together in search of information on Ugadi and Gosetsu's whereabouts. Agreed? Agreed. We need to cast our net wider. Split up and pursue all available avenues of inquiry. If we're to coordinate our efforts effectively, we'll need to establish a network base of operations here. Indeed. Tataru would seem best suited to the task of organizing our supplies and procuring new ones. While she attends to that, we four can begin our search by questioning the individuals Hancock identified. Alize and I will take those in the southern districts of the city, and the two of you can take those in the north. In anticipation of just such an eventuality, I took the liberty of preparing some few sketches of Ugadi and Gosetsu during our voyage. Oh, those are very nice. I like those. Wow. Ishtola warned me that you are a bit of an artist, but these are great. They'll definitely come in handy. Looks like it's you and me, Sumiko. Let's step outside and talk about where to start. Wow, Alphino's sketches are so... I don't know how to put it, but they're very... Well, see for yourself. Who's first? Oh. Inventory. It looks more like them than they do. Honestly, you could make a living doing this. Ah, sorry, no time for distractions. Why don't we start by visiting Karaku at the onsen? Onsen, that was it. I had forgotten to get this one. Or no, did I already? I did. Okay. It's the pier that I forgot to get. I'll get there eventually. Who is that? Alright. Come on. Come on. Burns, cuts, embarrassing rashes. There is not the mystical waters of the Bokais and hot springs cannot heal. Oh, what is that in your hand? You seek the Salra and this Ruganin, do you? 1,000 apologies, but I cannot help you. It is against our policy to divulge information regarding patrons past or present. Please, we've come all this way from Eorzea to find our friends. We have our reputation to consider, miss. Men and women from all walks of life come here in search of rejuvenation, body and soul. They seek privacy and discretion, and we have ever honored their wishes. Only the Sekisegumi may demand otherwise. I am sorry, but there is naught that I can do. I suppose we'll just have to ask someone else then. What about that woman who runs the hostelry? Gotokaze, was it? Very polite bow. Little curtsy. That way. And then go this way. Zoom around the corner here. Welcome, traveler. Can I interest you in some rice wine? Exceptional quality, delivered but the other day. Ah, an Aori shinobi and a Rugadan samurai. If I may, I would answer your question with some few of mine own. If I speak of that which you know, Eugene, be not offended. You are familiar with the situation in the lands across the Ruby Sea, the doomed rebellion after 2.5 decades of quiet. I see. And you are familiar with the ways of Hingashi? How we elect to stand apart and support no cause but our own? Indifferent and callous, some may call us, but pragmatism is essential if a humble island nation such as ours is to survive. But we are no fools. Complete isolation is impractical, and so Kugane is open to Ijin, and we are equally hospitable to all. Or, if I must speak more plainly, yes, I can help you, but if I do, I must also oblige the ones who ask after you. Are you willing to accept this fair and equitable treatment? If anyone comes looking for us, tell them whatever you like. As you wish. The 2 individuals of whom you speak did indeed come here. They sought passage across the Ruby Sea. Few ships are willing to make the trip at the moment. Nevertheless, I made several introductions on their behalf. That was the extent of our interaction. I will provide you with the names of the captains, if you like. You've been a great help, Mistress Gotokaze. I'll be sure to come back for that wine sometime. We would welcome your customness. We should question these captains as soon as we can. You take the first 3, I'll take the rest, and we'll meet here when we're finished. Alright, good luck. I gotta go up? Why do I gotta go up? How do I up? I did not discuss no uppies. Maybe I didn't need the uppie. Now I gotta go down. Meticulous budget. Passengers, no. We no longer offer that service. Too much trouble. Now we only transport goods. I told this to the samurai and sent him on his way. A woman? Ha! If it is the woman you seek, the pleasure houses have plenty. That's not nice. Can I? I can. Captain. Are you pointing or smoking? Smoking. Hey. Yes, a Ruganan gentleman did approach me. He wanted to charter a ship to take him across the Ruby Sea, the mad devil. I sent him away, like all the others before him. The woman? Nay, I know her not. This way. Oh, that was bright. Hoddish Spice Trader. You asked me if I've seen this Auri woman and this Rugadan samurai. The woman is unknown to me, but the man is not. He was for Doma, but I could not help him. We travel solely between here and Radzatan. It would be an unreasonable detour. Unfortunate. Oh, never mind. Judging from the look on your face, you didn't have much better luck than I did. It's probably a trap. Well, I suppose we might as well head back to... Wait, I've just remembered. There was someone on my list I forgot to visit. Yodo. He's a Namazu fisherman, whatever that means, and a regular here. Maybe we'll find him if we look around? Yodo. What? Why do you stare? You have business with me? But it's the talking fish. Yes, a talking fish. How very observant of you, Eugene. You find me in good spirits, so your rudeness I will ignore this once, but only if you address me again in the proper manner. Sorry, I've never met a... let's start again. You're Gyodu, right? My name is Lise, and this is Tsumiko. We're looking for some friends of ours. I see. Both these ones I know well. I helped them secure passage across the Ruby Sea. Really? That's wonderful. Could you do the same for us? Yes, this would not be a problem. For you, I could charter a ship this very day. But the journey is fraught with much peril. The fare will not be cheap. Are you sure you can afford to pay? I didn't think to bring any money, but surely Tataru will let us take whatever we need from the Scion's coffers, right? We wouldn't be the only passengers, though. Could we take a moment to talk it over with our friends? Yes, but hurry! Your ship must depart under cover of darkness. We shall meet again at sunset at the Tasogare Bridge. Do not forget your fare. Bring many gil, yes? Bring many gil. It's about time our luck changed. Alphano and the others will be thrilled. Greetings, honored madam. Will you be returning to the Ruby Bazaar offices? We spoke with a number of merchants and captains to the southern piers. Several recognized Gosetsu and confirmed that they had been searching for a vessel to deliver them to Authard. None, however, made any mention of Lady Yugiri. Yes, it was the same story for us, and then you'll never believe what happened. We found the man with the fish. We found the fish. So this Gyodo claims to have aided both Gosetsu and Yugiri. How fortuitous. Not the word I would have chosen, Master Alphino. Stupid's what I'd call it. How can you agree to his price without making any attempt to haggle, or even confirming what it was in the first place? Yes, that too was a misstep on their part, but it is not what troubles me most. Gyodo and his brethren are not renowned for their generosity of spirit. Rather, they are disdained at scheming moneylenders, ever eager to turn a profit from others' misfortune. Everyone else we questioned stated that Gosetsu was alone. Only Gyodo claims to have met both him and Yugiri. Goodness, that one come out. I suppose it's just possible that Gosetsu made inquiries by himself and only called upon Yugiri once he had found a willing captain. But it is equally possible, if not more likely, that you are being deceived. Do not forget that there are parties present in Kugane with agendas which may run contrary to your own. The Viceroy was once a spy herself, as I recall. I should be surprised if she did not have countless agents here in her deploy, all eager to prove themselves to their new master. And what better way to do so than by delivering her the heads of foreign insurgents? Fine, you may be right about him, but if Gyodo's working for the Empire, who's to say he didn't try the same trick with Yugiri and Gosetsu? I mean, if he did, he might know where they are, and if he succeeded, they might be in trouble. Anyway, if he holds up his end of the bargain, we'll have nothing to worry about, will we? But if he tries to betray us, I vote we take him prisoner and punch him till he tells us the truth. Her face. Well, if it's a trap, we'll spring it and deal with the consequences. I like the way you think. Very well. We should prepare for the worst. Totaro will remain here, and I shall follow the three of you at a discreet distance. Once more, I must caution you to avoid physical altercations at all costs. Even should Imperial agents attempt to engage you, the Seki Segumi will not hesitate to clap irons on you, or cut you down. If anything untoward should happen, you are to return here at once. Is that clear? Okay. It's a little bit shorter for today, but I'm gonna call it here because my headache hasn't gone away yet, and I need to lay in a dark place with no sounds. But I'll be back again tomorrow, and I will be sure to be clear of any pains and aches and whatnot. But thank you guys for hanging out with me. I do always appreciate it. If you haven't already, if you can leave a like and subscribe, I really do appreciate it. It does help me out. But I will see you all again tomorrow. Bye!